and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect T, back once again this Wednesday evening. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good, sounding good, and all things in between. Here with me, Dukect T, live on the Dukect Lounge, and welcome, and hope we got new people, old people, all the same here, and hopefully everyone is doing that, doing the crazy stuff here. Anyway, if you want to call in, remember the phone number is 605-562-0444. Once again, the number is 605-562-0444. And the call ID connecting me, Dukect T, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Or if you just wanted to connect to the internet and bada bing, bada boom, just using the internet, you can have your microphone, headset, boom, you're done. You just connect there here. And if you can't want to talk on the, you don't want to talk on the, in the interwebs, that's cool. The chat room is always free and on lock as well. Free right there, so I can hear your questions and everything else in between. So, hope you had a pretty good week. Had a nice week and such, and it's hot, this heat, and everything else. Ooh, boy. And it's nice, it's hot, everything. It is a pretty hot week. I mean, let me tell you, it was pretty hot this week. And, oh my goodness. Yeah, it wasn't, but then again, that's summer for you. It's summer, the summer heat. But you know who else is feeling the heat right now, ladies and gentlemen? You know who's feeling the hotness, the heat? EA. And let me tell you, EA is not looking so good. Someone says, what's going on? Why is EA not looking good? EA is, what's going to happen? What's about EA? EA. And now people are saying this stuff. I just sit back and I was looking at this, video and such like that. Some stuff here, I'll put the link in the description. It was about basically EA stock going down. And I think it was shared on, I believe, on the Discord. I think it was a Black Shepherd Games? No, maybe it was on my Discord, which link in the description if you want to join in on this stuff. Let's see, no, it's not there. I think it was on Cat Studios, where this was actually, or if I maybe just find it somewhere else. It was a very interesting video talking about Electronic Arts, and well, they're not doing well recently. In fact, EA is they took a bit of a plunge. In fact, the stock is still going down. It's gone from this is from Meffin News and such, is actually supposedly it's avoid Electronic Arts even after the stock's plunge. I mean, this was like 5.6 drop last week, and it's still going down. Last to check, it was 9% drop. It was a 9% drop, and that equals to $3.6 billion. Yeah, over the past year, it's lost $3.6 billion with a B. And someone asking what happened here. Why is that happening? How does EA is losing in this whole thing? Why is EA and such? Why is EA in this dire strait right now? Now, to me, in this whole situation, why EA is in this terrible situation, some would say it's still, my personal thing is a little bit of these two things coming together. One, I think it's one of the reasons is the loot boxes. The loot boxes has been the loot box whole controversy has really started way back when Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. No, not the good one. The one that recently came out. That just is with the pretty much terrible story and, and microtransactions and such that came in there. That was one of the reasons why I didn't even buy the first. I mean, the lack of lack of actually good content in the first Battlefront, which was an apology, for like, okay, we messed things up in the first one. We didn't have anything. Here's another one with a really crappy single player story with a with a very bland and just not good story with all the microtransactions and everything around that. So when Battlefront 3 comes up, it has to be another apology and such. Has to be. They have to beg and say, we're so sorry. Here's the next Star Wars big game here, which is, Jedi Fallen Order, which is pretty much that, and had a pretty piss poor debut on E3, which is pretty, you didn't think it was possible to do, but man, they did it. So props to EA there. They just, you ever think they can't go any lower? You're like, oh my gosh, EA can actually get even worse. It's funny. It's so funny that it's that how EA has become this whole the loot box thing has came bundled with EA, and it's not like they haven't helped things. I mean, they with their sports games having it to a point that in other countries that it's pretty much saying they're pushing other gamers and such their fan base to change laws in these change laws in these countries that are basically saying you can't do these loot boxes stuff. And then even then they still just say, yeah, we're still going to do it anyway. And they get caught red-handed. They just don't know when to give up. They don't know when to just say, hey, we don't want this. And sadly, but sadly there's a huge market for this stuff. There's a huge market for all these games. There's a huge market for all these situations. That's the issue here. That's one of the main issues. Is that there's a market for these whales and such people who have these, middle class, upper middle class people who are just spending money, time, and money into these games, into these mobile games, and then it's downright sickening. And you just sit like, okay, you're doing these to trick the consumer, to basically give them to this like, oh, well, you can grind for it, but here you go. Here's a little mechanism. It's only cost you $1, but here's another $1. And next, it keeps building and building and building to the point you just say, you know what? This ain't worth it. This ain't it. Just to a point that, to me, I just, it's not worth it for me, but it gets to a point that it's like, you spent all this money and you're like, well, I already put this stuff in the game. That's what it is. And these whales may be the highfalutin, like, that sort of thing that the casinos have, but more often than not, they're just regular people who just get this type of addiction, and it's horrible. And it's and to see how it just ruins people's just mental and just mental state. Like they just take advantage of people's mental state and just say, okay, you want to play a game? Here you go, boom. Here's a little bit of money into it, and build. In fact, let me, if I can find this. I think let's see if I can find it. Gosh, this was, let's see, it's let's see, where it is. Where is that type of where is it? Because it was the addictive cost of predatory games, and let's see, where is it? If I can just where is that? Where is it? Because I know I have all this other stuff here, but it's somewhere, right? Because where is it? It's some. Let's see, the wrestling, yada yada yada. Where is it? Where is that? Gosh, where is it? because it talked about one person who wasn't really a very popular YouTuber and such, somewhat popular. I think she has gosh, where is it? Where is it? I think I found a thread. I'm gonna sit here and see if I can find the thing here, and I will post the video when the video thing comes out. I will post this if I can find it, and it's gosh, content. All right, let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can sit and find this thing. I know it's just it's something. I know it's somewhere. Because it talked about a person who was who was buying off these non I think it was this stuff from Team Fortress 2. They were like, oh, just consuming those, just like, those ad things look pretty nice and such. But this person got so addicted to it, It just sits there and it becomes so addictive to it, and it just they just like, oh my gosh, what just happened? How did they become this? They just like, oh my gosh, how did I? They wake up and they say, oh my gosh, I spent all this money just on just things that people can wear. Let me see if I can find the I know the video is here. Okay, I can't find it. Let's see. Oh, where is it? Maybe it's not this one. Okay, maybe it's on the video itself. If I could just click to the video. If I can get the video up, and hopefully my computer doesn't explode. Let's see. Nope. All right. Let me see if it's on here. If not, again, I'm sorry for wasting your time, but this is actually right here. Let's see. Video, which actually I watch. It is really, this stuff is really just like, oh my gosh. It gets to a point where you're like, what in the world is going on? And you're like, that's what it is. That it comes to that point when you are just so excuse me. When it gets to a point when people take advantage of it. It's to take advantage into this some people who have all this, they can sit there and say, oh, I have this money, and I'm like, I'm okay. No, you're not. It's not okay. It's not just, that sort of thing. Gosh dang it, I don't want to be talking on my ass, but it's just, where is it? Where is that statement? Because it is just, let's see. Where is it? Because it's just, oh man, it's a very sad thing. But if I can't find it, I'm sorry. But it does talk to someone who is just so addicted to just so addicted to this whole predatory stuff, which is just completely nasty. And remember, games used to have this stuff. In fact, I remember the Steam sale this whole past couple weeks and everything. The only reason why I bought, like, say, the games and such, I didn't buy just the base game. I had to go get the DLC and like the season pass, which only like was $30 or something like that. And that was it. Like, I can't buy newer games without this whole season pass and such, which is okay, fine. But I'm like, why should I sit and buy the big game when it's the base game where I'm basically missing out on content, especially with games like these what's going on in and these pro, just these like these mobile games and such, where it's just so, not just mobile, but just like, for example, these little bit of just these the predatory this predatory video game monetization, what EA has it right there in its front face of it. And then you see, then you have another, to me, another interesting, you know, another interesting situation why this whole thing is going down, why this is going down, and such. What is happening to EA is because the latest games, like say Mass Effect Andromeda, that just completely, you can't really give up that game, and then Anthem, the recent BioWare, screw up and such. And you have website. Look, put the link in the description. It says BioWare is an EACO. This is June 23rd by Wasif Tech. I can't pronounce their pronounce their website name. It's EACO BioWare will eventually get Anthem to be something special. They demonstrate they can. It says one of the most disappointing game releases in 2019 has to be Anthem. First new IP BioWare has released in a decade, launched to lukewarm reception, and progressed even worse in the last few months. And EA CEO Andrew Wilson reserved fans that EA and BioWare are committed to improving Anthem to turn to something special. It says, quote, if we believed that at the very core of the world wasn't compelling people, if we believed that the very core of the characters weren't compelling for people, or the javelin suits weren't compelling, or traversing the world or participating in the world weren't compelling, then provided we haven't made promises to our predators, we might not invest further. IPs lives for generations and runs in these 7 to 10 year cycles. So if I think Anthem on the 7 to 10 year cycle, it may not have the head start that many of us wanted, including our players. I feel like the team is really going to get there with something special and something great because they demonstrate that they can. I'm like, no, I don't think it is, because I don't think it's going to be. It's just it's half cooked. It's not even half cooked. I mean, I can give Anthem, Andromeda, something like that. It looks so half cooked. They didn't even put it in the oven, even though they rushed it. This game doesn't even look like they just put the dressings on, and they just forgot to even put it in the oven. What I've seen of it, they look like it's there. We got all the nice trimmings and stuff like that for a game, but for what it is, for what it should be, they didn't even put it in the oven. And let's see what other but here's something interesting as well about another thing about BioWare and such. It says supposedly BioWare, this is from June last month in June, it says, quote, supposedly BioWare asked influencers for Anthem feedback at EA Play and ignored hundreds of actual gamers, and the community's upset. That's that tagline there. And it says, we already documented how Anthem was essentially absent from any new announcements at this weekend's EA E3 event called EA Play. Unfortunately, though, that hole gets dug deeper than it seems. Over at EA Play, EA had kiosks with Anthem playable for the general public. Well, that in itself isn't newsworthy. What happened after is. Over at the Anthem subreddit, the topmost upvoted thread right now is how BioWare only looked for feedback from influencers and such, YouTubers, streamers, and such like that at EA Play, and not from actual gamers on the event floor who played the game and such. Here's a screenshot. They said a screenshot right here is the lead producer of Anthem telling the fan who treated to go to AQ Anthem post their feedback. Naturally, the thread is full of people upset at BioWare who have mishandled their event. Yeah. Ouch. This thread is full of people who are up in arms how BioWare values influence more than actual gamers, which is, well, I'm not even to quote Paul Joseph Watson, imagine my shock. British accent, terrible British accent, but it's how it is. Anyway, it just keeps getting worse for something like BioWare, and links to all of the articles will be in the description. And then you have this from from No Man's Sky developer said, honestly, says, quote, this is interesting. From someone believes the developers of Anthem and Fallout 76 should stay silent. They said you should be quiet because when, and maybe this thing has a point because No Man's Sky came back. and made a really compelling game after that. And I think here he's saying that, he says, you know what, just sit back and say, we can't talk to you now, something really good is going to happen, but it's just say that, just keep on the course, keep studying, make sure you build these things up, and then when you get it, people will come back. But I don't see this is going to be, I don't see Anthem, a road back for Anthem like there was from in No Man's Sky, because No Man's Sky at the end of the day, I think would you say, I think was a pretty much an independent game. Yeah, this is an independent game and such. That was it. They were that was it, man. That was they were, they were, published and did, again, Hello Games. They had, they were doing like mobile games and small stuff like that. And then No Man's Sky came around. They have that freedom to be quiet and say, work on the project. Don't worry about things. Just shut things down and only concentrate on making the game better. They have that luxury. In EA's case, in these games' case right now, I don't think they do not have that type of luxury. They don't have that type of luxury because they have to deal with stockholders. They have to deal with a much larger fan base, a lot more than the fan base, but also stockholders and everything around that. So they pretty much have to keep the people updated. If not, they're going to just say, well, they feel like the game is not really producing anything, so they're going to leave. And heck, that's what they're doing now. Even when they're promising things, the well has drawn out. There is nothing for these games to really drag me in. Maybe Apex Legends. That's pretty much it. Apex Legends has been doing that's pretty much their saving grace. But even then, that's not going to take over Fortnite. That's not going to take over Fortnite. People think it's going to pick up. No, it's not. I mean, EA has a lot of work to do to really get back to consumers' trust and bring back that type of people saying, hey, EA is not evil and such. They need us, if they can do not, they will be completely and totally, just swallow up on the whole. And I'm worried about this because you will see, more jobs lost, more studios break down, and honestly, the people who are responsible for these things will not be fired. At best, they will probably be transferred, while the people in the ground, the grunts and all that stuff will be fired and lose all their pension and such. And that pisses me off. I want EA to actually get back on their game. I want them to actually start to really start being that type of company again. To really be like, wow, this is a company they actually will like and stuff. This is a company, this is a company that is, we can trust you with this product. We trust you with this company. This company introduces a product. I trust this product to do well and such. And it's a shame because EA has a ton of IPs, a ton of great games in their back pocket, and they can't, I'm still wondering why in the world they're basically keeping the Ultima series on ice. And meanwhile, Bethesda can just put anything about Elder Scrolls, and that sells more money than anything EA has ever done, regardless of what happened with Fallout 76. Elder Scrolls 6 is going to sell out gangbusters. You know that. I know it's going to sell more things than anything else around. It's going to break Skyrim's records, man. Trust me. That's just facts right there. That's just facts. They're not going to base they will. They are going to. That is going to definitely sell out. And I sit there, I'm like, Ultima they could do it. They can compete in that type of medieval arena. And I sit here and I'm like, wait a, and it's not only games and such. It's not only, like bio. It's not this not Bioware. No, it's not Bethesda and such. It's Kingdom Come Deliverance. There it was. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I am just off, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance, that made money, and I'm like, you can't put out a medieval game, EA. You can't do that. Gosh, it's amazing. It is amazing how this company continues to trip on its own 2 feet. A bigger company like this. And watch what happens when you're going to have like another, a space sim like Starfield or Outer Realms or everything else. That's going to make millions and millions of sell millions and millions of copies. And EA is just going to be like holding the bag like, oh, we can't really compete. No, you have these games. You have them. You got them. And what you do, you're doing nothing with them. You're not doing anything with the Wing Commander series. You're not doing anything with the Ultima series. You're not doing anything with that. I don't know why you're not. You got these things. You got things in your bench, and you're not even using these players. I don't get it. They just think, they just don't really know how to, they just can't think to say, hey, maybe these people want to have these, instead of doing loot boxes and everything else, trying to make a profit from these games. Maybe if you actually maybe make games that people want to play and make them like say, wow, I really wanted to play this game. This game seems great. This is awesome. I want to really play this game. Something like say Battlefront 1. I played that game and that was fun. I'm not even a first-person shooter fan. I'd actually sit down and play that game on my broken-down PC. And my PC's not broken down, but you understand what I'm saying. It was fun. I liked the stories. I liked the people there. It was great connection. It was online. It was fun as well. And I'm just sitting here looking at EA Battlefield 5, and then you have, Anthem, and it goes downhill from here. It goes downhill, and it sucks. It really sucks, because I know EA can do better. I've seen it done better, and they can, and it's just like they just don't want to. And now we're losing money, and they're dropping all of their, the stock's dropping. It looks like the chickens have finally come home to roost for EA. And you know what? It's all it's all there. Eventually, that's all on them. Hopefully eventually they get it right. Because if not, well, just say there's other people out there. There's other, maybe the only way, looks like maybe Unichronic Arts will actually swallow itself. Or even though it's the greatest irony, Disney buys them up. or someone else. I don't know. If EA continues to just screw things up here, and if that whole loot box law happens, which I don't think is going to happen. The loot box law is not going to happen, but they're just getting scared. They're going to really, this thing is going to really shake them up, and it might not be for the better for EA. So it's going to be a lot of rough waters unless they get their act together. If not, well, you can't sell Madden. It's not going to, Madden and sports games ain't going to save you, EA. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, that's the show, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for being a part of it. And the show will be also on iTunes and all that stuff. It's all over the place. Sit back, take a listen. Also on TalkShoe.com and on Man Expression, YouTube, BitChute, Freaking Awesome Network. Check yourself out. Anyway, this is Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.